Hi everyone, we are on day 5, our final day of this 5-day mini-series. Our mini-series is about decluttering and organizing. It's for the birds, specifically tick.com.au and the book that is titled What Makes People Tick by Des Hunt. He originally published it, I believe, in 1988. That's about the time that I was introduced to it, so I have been dealing with the birds for at least 30 years plus. If you haven't watched any of the other previous videos, I suggest you go back to day 1. I'll link it here, and it will give you a better overview of the book, the personality of the birds, why they are important, and then why we are talking about them, especially as it pertains to relationships, of working with other people maybe in your household that are not the same personality characteristics as you, and especially working with them in decluttering and organizing, because not everybody's style is the same, and understanding yourself and understanding others is the key to success. So let's jump into the dove. The dove is so sentimental. They can be attached to things. They enjoy their people relationships, but they are also okay having a little solitude. I consider them the peacemaker. Think of the dove and the olive branch. They are kind of the symbol of peace. That is where they want everybody to get along. They want everything to be cohesive and enjoyable, not a lot of conflict, and they're just nice people to be around. They care about you. It's more important to them than tasks are. Where an owl, tasks are first before they can relax. Where a dove, time with each other is more important before tasks. And because of that, organization and decluttering might not be as important to a dove. Again, take everything with a grain of salt. It's not 100% or all or nothing. We humans are complex. When I am stating these things, do not take them as absolutes. So guess who is a dove? Primary character, a dove. That would be my husband. He tends to work more in macro, and he tends to not be as task-oriented. He'd rather enjoy his people time. Now, we are going to do some decluttering with him on his clothes. In that case, he's very decisive like an eagle is. That just kind of goes to show that one size doesn't fit all. These are supposed to be guides. Let's talk about things that are important to a dove. Memorabilia, maybe things for loved ones that are gone. That's true for all of us. We all have some of that dove in us. But if you are a heavier dove, there's some specific tips and tricks for organizing and decluttering. So let's jump into those. We're going to start with decluttering. Tip number 1 for decluttering is take your time. The sentimental piece and emotional piece, attachment to things, may take a little bit longer for decisions. Doves do not need to be rushed through their decluttering process. So at the very beginning, you might have to put more things aside that says, we'll come back to that. If they get stumbling on a decision, let's put that aside for us to decide later, and later could be in an hour. At the same time, and not later in a month or a year. Same thing with decluttering clothes. If you can't decide on whether to let go, let them go through the rest of their inventory. And then they might see you as like, oh, you know what? I think I have 4 red shirts and I really put those other 2 in, let me try on, but I know I like this one more. It's just an evolution. So do not rush a dove. Let them take their time. Number 2, because they are so caring, asking the question, would somebody else benefit from this? They're caring, they're giving. That may be more palatable for them to let something go if they know that somebody else is going to get use out of it, especially when they haven't been using it. That's an excellent question. There's so many questions to ask when decluttering, but that one is perfect for a dove. Number 3, to be really successful at decluttering, a dove does better if they have a buddy. They're not always loners. The social aspect of it is important to them. So if you know somebody who is a dove, offer to help them. I'm sure they will greatly, greatly appreciate it. All right, let's jump into the 3 organizing tips for doves. Organizing tip number 1, create cozy, calm spaces. Things like natural wicker baskets, soothing colors. That is what is visually appealing to their personality. And again, in general, I know my husband doesn't care if it is a wicker basket and pretty. He also doesn't care if it's a clear container. That's not important to him. Ask, adapt, and adjust. Those are some suggestions to make. Number 2 is to group things by themes or purpose. An example would be quiet time. Let's have, if they have a ton of books and they love to read, is organizing their books for quiet time in a nook for a reading area, a reading nook. Is that going to be more important for them? So there's some motivation there. That is a theme. If it is something like comfort items, like the favorite blanket or pillows, but think of things that make somebody feel comforted because they are so caring that is something that they can relate to. That is a theme. It's pretty similar to what we talked about with eagles, categorizing. It's similar to that. It's just adjusting it for the personality of the dove. Number 3, it's when you use labels that are gentle. So things like memorabilia, special memories, sentimental items, those kind of softer words that invoke caring, that means a lot more to them. Those are just a few things. I thought this would be a fun series. We've talked about 3 decluttering tips and 3 easy organizing tips for all of the birds now. Today was the dove. I hope if you haven't seen the others that you'll go back and watch them. I'll link them in the comments below and in the description below. I hope you've enjoyed this series. I know I have enjoyed sharing it with you. I hope to refer to them in future videos, and it will all make sense now whenever I do that. Thank you for your support. Thanks for watching. I'm going to close like my dad always closed his voicemail messages. Bye for now. Oh my goodness, there is a bug flying around. He's going to drive me crazy. Type of event. Oh, I'm sorry. I know my husband doesn't really care if, oh gosh, my nose.